In this video, we will talk about the sum of two roots and the product of two roots of a given quadratic equation. Let r sub 1 and r sub 2 be the roots of a given quadratic equation. R sub 1 meaning the first root, r sub 2 means the second root. If we add those roots, we will obtain negative b over a, and if we get the product of those roots, we will have c over a. Now, let's have the sum of two roots first. You might be wondering why negative b over a is the form for the sum of two roots. And here's the proof. Let r sub 1 be the first root and r sub 2 be the second root. The difference between these roots is that r sub 1, the sign of b squared minus 4ac is positive, while on r sub 2, we have negative. Let us get the sum. This root plus this root, and combine like terms, we have negative b plus negative b. Then the remaining terms are positive square root of b squared minus 4ac minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. Then the denominator are the same, so let us copy. Simplifying, we have negative b plus negative b, that is equal to negative 2b, and square root of b squared minus 4ac minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. This will cancel. So, let us put the denominator, which is 2a. Negative 2 divided by positive 2, this will also cancel. The remaining term is just negative b over a. Now, why c over a is the form for the product of the two roots? Here's the proof. Let r sub 1 be the first root, r sub 2 the second root. Let us multiply this root times this root. Let us focus on the numerators first. By applying the FOIL method, we have this term times this term, f, so negative b times negative b, b squared, o, negative b times negative square root of b squared minus 4ac, and that is positive b square root of b squared minus 4ac. For I, we have negative b times square root of b squared minus 4ac. We're going to attach the variable b, which is negative, to square root of b squared minus 4ac. Then L, square root of b squared minus 4ac times negative square root of b squared minus 4ac. The square root sign will terminate, so the resulting term is negative of quantity b squared minus 4ac. As you can see, this will cancel. And now, we have b squared minus the quantity of b squared minus 4ac all over. The denominators are 2a. So, multiply lang natin, class. We have 2a times 2a, and that is 4a squared. Here, let us solve for this quantity. We have a negative sign. So, we have negative times b squared and negative times negative 4ac, and that will turn into negative b squared plus 4ac all over 4a squared. B squared minus b squared is just 0, so that will cancel. As a result, we have 4ac all over 4a squared, and 4a squared can be written as 4 times a times a. 4a on our numerator and 4a on our denominator will cancel. So, the final output is c over a. So, let's have an exercise. Find the sum and the product of the roots of x squared plus x minus 6 equals 0. Here, we're going to use the manual method and the short one. First, let us consider the manual method. For the solution, let us recognize first the numerical coefficients. A is 1, B is 1, C is negative 6. By quadratic formula, we have x equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let us compare the result of this method to our previous formula. Now, by quadratic formula, we have x equals negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 6 all over 2 times 1. We just simply substitute these values to our quadratic formula and this is the result. Simplifying, we have negative 1 plus or minus square root of 1 plus 24 all over 2 and 1 plus 24, that is 25. And square root of 25 is 5. Since 25 is a perfect square, our roots are rational numbers. Negative 1 plus or minus 5 all over 2, we can interpret this as negative 1 plus 5 over 2 or negative 1 minus 5 over 2. By thorough simplifying, we will obtain 4 over 2 or negative 6 over 2 and the final outputs are x is 2 or x is negative 3. These are the roots, classmates. Now, let us try to substitute x as r sub 1 for x is 2 and r sub 2 for x is negative 3. Let us get the sum. 2 plus negative 3, we have negative 1. For the product, 2 times negative 3 and that is negative 6. Hence, negative 1 is the sum of the roots and negative 6 is the product of the roots. Now, let us try to use the formula we had earlier. Sum of the roots, we have r sub 1 plus r sub 2 and that is simply negative b over a. Here, our b is positive 1 and our a is also positive 1. By directly substituting those values, we have negative 1 over 1 and that is negative 1. For the product of the roots, we have r sub 1 times r sub 2. This is equal to c over a. Our c is negative 6 and a is positive 1. C over a, that is equal to negative 6 over 1 or simply negative 6. Observe that the results of these methods are identical to the result of the traditional method, which was the quadratic formula. Here's another example. Find the sum and the product of the roots of 8x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. Don't forget, the first step is to determine the numerical coefficients. We have a is 8, b is negative 2, c is negative 3. R sub 1 plus r sub 2 is just equal to negative b over a. Here, b is negative 2. Okay, this is negative 2. A is positive 8. So we have negative times negative 2 all over 8. We can rewrite negative 2 as negative 2 times 1. 8 as 2 times 4. Observe that 2 will cancel. The remaining terms are negative times negative times 1 over 4. And negative times negative is simply positive. So, the final answer is 1 over 4. Now, let us determine the product. R sub 1 times R sub 2. And that is C over A. C is negative 3. So, the numerator is negative 3. 8 is positive 8. Denominator is positive 8. We cannot simplify this fraction. So, the final answer is negative 3 over 8. As a summary, the sum for the roots of the given quadratic equation 8x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0 is 1/4, and the product of the roots is negative 3 over 8. Now let us proceed for our last example. Find the sum and the product of the roots of 16x squared plus 24x plus 9 equals 0. As a solution, recognize the numerical coefficients first. A is 16, B is 24, C is positive 9. Now, get the sum of the roots. Negative B over A. B is 24, A is 16. So, we have negative. Then, our numerator is positive 24. Denominator is positive 16. Here, we have negative. 24 can be written as 3 times 8. 16 can be written as 2 times 8. Notice that 8 will cancel. So, the final answer for the sum of the roots is negative 3 over 2. For the product, we have r sub 1 times r sub 2, and that is equal to positive c over a. Here, c is 9, a is 16, so the numerator is 9, the denominator is 16. We cannot simplify this fraction. Therefore, the final answer for the product is 9 over 16.